S block elements. So we have already discussed that our modern periodic table was divided into four blocks: S block, P block, D block, and F block. Okay, so let's just start with the general summary about the S block. So this is the first beryllium family and lithium family. First family is lithium, and second one is beryllium. So these two families comes in S block elements. Okay, and these the elements of group 1 are known as alkali metals, and group 2 are known as alkali earth metals. So if someone asks you that among which of these two groups is alkali and alkali earth, so alkali metals are the lithium family, group 1, and when we go to the group 2, these are known as alkali earth metals, which have ns1 and ns2 outermost electronic configuration, belong to the s block. Okay, so electronic configuration will be ns1. N means number of shell, s means the s orbital, and electron are the number of electrons which are present here. Okay, so they are all reactive metals with low ionization enthalpy. So these all elements which are present in the alkali metal group or alkali earth metal group are all reactive metals. Since we know that sodium and potassium are highly reactive metals. That is why we used to put them in kerosene oil. Lithium is also very reactive metal. We used to keep or store lithium in paraffin wax. Paraffin wax is like with which we used to make candles, wax candle. So paraffin wax is stored. Lithium is stored in paraffin wax because this is a highly reactive metal. So all these elements which are present in S block are highly reactive and they have low ionization enthalpy. Ionization enthalpy I will explain you when we'll go down to the chapter. Okay. Next is P block. The elements from 13 to 18 groups come in P block. Boron family, carbon, nitrogen family, oxygen family, fluorine family, and helium family. All these come in the P block elements, which contains metal, non-metal, and metalloids all together. So P block elements comprises those belonging to group 13 to group 18, and these together with the S block elements are known as the representative element or main group elements. So these are known as the representative elements or the main group elements. And also they are subdivided into different types of group. For example, this is known as this fluorine family is known as halogen group. Okay, so they are subdivided into different means different name are categorized to the elements. This we will learn when we go down to the chapter. The main general outer shell configuration is ns2np126. ns2 means the second s shell is completely filled, but in p they have a wide range since they range from 13 to 18. So when they move forward, when elements move forward, number of electron increases, and same way number of electron in p subshell increases. So that will range from np1 to n6, np6, where n is equal to 1 to 7. This n can be 1 to 7. So there are 36 p block element in the periodic table. Sorry. Now d block elements. So d block elements. So D block elements are those elements which are present in the middle of the series. Okay, D block elements present between the S block and P block. Okay, these contain mainly metals. The main characteristic of this block is that these type of elements are used as catalyst. I think you all are familiar with the word catalyst. Can you please define catalyst? Any one of you? Enzymes and catalysts. In bio we used to learn enzymes, but in chemistry we have a specific catalyst word for them.
It is a substance used to increase the rate of chemical reaction.
Yes, catalysts are used or added in a reaction to increase the rate of reaction. All right, so These elements, the d block elements, generally use as catalysts since they have the property. Specifically, for example, platinum, these two elements are specifically used for the catalyst since they do not react generally. Platinum is considered to be as non-reactive element. All right, non-reactive means is generally do not react with the things easily. Same with gold. Okay, so that is why they do not, catalyst has unique property that they do not participate in the reaction, but the main thing is they increase the rate of reaction. Sometimes we used to add catalyst to start our reaction, sometimes we add it to stop the reaction. So catalysts are, you can say, these are the reaction controllers. They can start, they can increase the rate of reaction, and even they can stop the rate of reaction. Okay. So main characteristics are D block elements. These elements are known as the transition series, or you can say the transition elements. The general outer electronic configuration reaches to the D subshell now. So now all the shell participate here, S, P and D as well. So the electronic configuration will be N 1 to D1 to 10, 1 electron to 10 electrons, since we know the capacity of D orbital is up to 10 electrons. Okay, and ns 0 to 2, since we know that the maximum capacity of the s is 2. So they all are metals. Remember this thing, in s block we have metals, in d block we have metals, all metals, but in p we have mixed family of metals, non-metals as well as metalloids. All right. Zinc, cadmium and mercury. Hg is mercury, Cd is cadmium and Zn is zinc. Zinc, cadmium and mercury, which have the electronic configuration N to 1, D up to 10 into 10 to the power 2, do not show most of the property of the transition elements. These three specific elements have unique electronic configuration in which they have completely D shell fill, completely S shell fill. So that is why, due to the complete octet or due to the complete electronic configuration, these all elements shows entirely different properties. But remember that point, that on the basis of presence of electron, or you can say atomic number is the basic periodic function of the properties. Number of electrons directly influence the properties of element. All right, so those elements which have completely filled octet, they just behave differently from other elements. All right, why element combine together, why atoms combine together to form molecule? Because of stability. To attain a stable electronic configuration, they donate or they share the electrons. All right, but if an element has completely filled octet, so there is no need to receive or accept the, means donate the electron. All right, so that is why, this is the reason these all elements shows different property from other elements in this group. Let's just move to the f block elements. F block are the lanthanoids and actinoids. Okay, so this is the series which is present inside the d orbital, d you can say d block, and that is why these are known as inner transition elements. D block are transition elements, f block are inner transition elements. All right, they have different properties since all the f block elements are generally highly reactive, or you can say radioactive elements are included in that. Okay, so F block elements are also known as inner transition elements. The general outer shell configuration is N2F114, N1, N21, D up to 0 to 1, and NS2. So they have unique electronic configuration apart from the other family. They all are metals. The 14 elements of the first series from cesium 2 means Z58 to atomic number, Z means atomic number, from atomic number 58 to from atomic number 79, 71 are known as the lanthanoid, means the first series. You can see, as you can see in this diagram, the first series from Ce to Lu, they are known as the lanthanoids, and these are from up from atomic number 58 to 71. Okay, so these are known as rare earth metals. When we go to the next series from atomic number 290 to 103, these are known as actinoids, and these elements are known as transuranium elements. I think you all have heard about the uranium metal. Uranium metal, right? Uranium is radioactive metal, radioactive elements which are used to make nuclear
Pooja,
bombs.
please, for a minute. Children, all those who are not
So in the 14 elements in the next series is the actinoid series, and these are known as transuranium elements. Uranium, I think you are familiar with this word. Uranium is a highly reactive, or you can say radioactive element. These elements are used to create nuclear bombs. Okay, since they can cause a huge, you can say, disaster if they drop anywhere. I think you have heard about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Okay, they were bombarded by the nuclear bombs. So this is the element which was actually mixed with some other things and dropped there till that date, and from now no person or no species is undefected. This element has a unique tendency to mix with other things, to just intercept with the other things. So this uranium has takes place in their DNA. So that is why the people which are living there in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they have some neurological diseases, they can have some genetical diseases which is passing from one generation to another generation. These types of metals, specifically uranium metal, they just mix with the soil of that specific area. Okay, and soil is the base for everything. We used to get food, water, everything from soil. So whenever they get something from the ground, it is mixed with the radioactive elements. Okay, so next, for example, if someone asks you that what is the about the specific elements, because since we have 100 means 120 up to 120 elements in our periodic table, but still something are there, they are not able to place them in a specific family. So this is the question, that the element atomic number with atomic number 117 and 120 have not been yet discovered. In which family group would you place these elements, and also give the electronic configuration to each? If someone asks you that, if I give you element with atomic number 117, okay, and I ask you to assign a name, or you can assign a group in the series or in periodic table, and assign the electronic configuration, then you can do it easily, since you know the total electronic distribution, that 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2. So you can assign all the elements, and on the basis of the last participating orbital, or you can say the last participating shell, you can assign the group also. If I ask you that I am giving you an element which has outermost shell is s1, the outermost shell is s1, it can be 3s 2s 4s, the outermost participating shell is s and number of electron is 1, then where you will place this? In the alkali metals, the first group. All right, so on the basis of the participating shell, you can assign a specific, or you can a specific place in the periodic table. Okay, so now I have just told you about the metals, non-metals and metalloids. Okay, right now just I have told you about all these things: metal, non-metal and metalloids. So what are metals? I think you have studied this thing in your ninth 8th class, that metals are hard, shiny, ductile, malleable, everything we have studied about the physical properties. Also chemical properties, that they react and form oxide, they react with OH, oxygen and hydrogen, water form hydroxide. All right, so they show different properties. So let's just go specifically, that metal comprises more than 78% of known elements. If we talk about the entire periodic table, so it consists of all the things, but the major portion is about metals. All S block, D block and F block elements are metal. All S block, D block and F block are metals, but in P block we have metals, non-metal and metalloids. Okay, so they just gave you a general idea about the metals, where specifically only metals are present. Metallic character increases down the group and decreases along the period as we move from left to right. Now, this is the important point, beta. Why this thing is important? Because we must know that how the characteristic changes when we move down the group and across the period. So since this is your periodic table on the screen, when we move up to from up to bottom, from top to bottom, this is group. When we move from left to right, this is along the period. So whenever you explain any property, we just explain this thing like this, that when we move down the group, this property change like this, something decrease, something increase. When we move along the period, so along means from left to right, from left to right. Since we move in periodic table from left to right, since hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, so this is from left to right. So when the word used along the period, it means they are talking that when we move from left to right is along the period, and when top to the bottom means they are talking about the groups at that time. Okay, so what happened? The metallic character increases when we move down the group from top to down, and it decreases when we move along the group. Okay. When we move from left to right, the metallic character decreases. All right. Non-metals. Non-metals are a few, that is 18, specifically 18, total 18 number of non-metals are there in the periodic table. So these are hydrogen, they have considered because it can react with metals and non-metals both previously. Okay, so carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, now these are all the non-metals and so on. So non-metallic character increases as one goes from left to right across the period. So if remember this thing, when metallic character decreases, it means the non-metallic character start increasing. When non-metallic character decrease, it means metallic character increase. Both are related. Metallic character and non-metallic. When we move from left to right, metallic character decreases, and when we reaches to P block, that this non-metallic character increases. Okay, from across the period. Metalloids. Metalloids lies along the borderline between the non-metals and metals and are known as semi-metals or metalloids. So there is a borderline in which we have specific elements. These elements which are which are non-metals, since they have these are known as semi-metals, or you can say metalloids, since they have property of both metals and non-metals. All right.